MrBeast just destroyed his reputation even more. He's now being called out by OG YouTubers like dantdm, who I don't think has ever spoken on any drama ever. Dan is like the most wholesome, drama-free YouTuber of all time, and even he had to call out MrBeast. So we're gonna go over all of the updates since my last video 3 whole weeks ago. Still no response from MrBeast, by the way. 2 months have passed since the drama has started. Apparently he's going for the silent strategy. We'll see how that works out. Anyways, let's start with the new collab between MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul. MrBeast, KSI, and Logan Paul are releasing Lunchly, a Lunchables competitor. It will feature Prime, Feastables chocolate, and a variation of food. And then we got a bunch of promo pictures. Here we got the Lunchly, a bunch of Feastables bars. We got the turkey stackums, the Fiesta nachos, and the pizza. Here's what people are saying. This will definitely be less healthy than Lunchables. I wouldn't consume anything tied to Logan Paul. Wow, more subpar, cheaply made shit with YouTuber branding on it. You're gonna have to take out a loan to afford this. Here's a video of their announcement stream.
Perhaps you are familiar with this product.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you look closely, this product has a candy, an entree, and a drink.
Wait.
Wait.
A drink,
A drink.
some chocolate,
Yep, some chocolate.
and an entree.
And an entree.
Wait.
Grizzler, what's your thoughts on
Show
it?
us what you think of this.
Oh! Wait, could you do the face too? Oh my gosh.
So
Okay.
perhaps you piece this together. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce you
To Lunchly.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, sorry about the 140p quality. Apparently 3 borderline billionaires can't seem to afford a proper camera and connection for the stream. Basically, nobody is happy about this. Here's some more replies. Yay, pieces of shit using their fame to sell unhealthy and horrible products to children. Great. Reply to the allegations instead of making more businesses. Another scam product to mislead little kids into. These lawsuits are going to crush them. Okay, so can we just talk about how MrBeast was just accused of marketing his Feastables chocolate as healthy and then changing the formula to adding more sugar than his competitor chocolate, making it even more unhealthy. And then his response to the situation is to release Lunchly, probably the worst named thing on the planet, not gonna lie. And likely, you know, in my opinion, probably going to be ultra processed garbage that allegedly may possibly potentially cause bajillion issues for people who are addicted to junk food, especially kids who are suffering from the absolutely insane industry of fast food everywhere. Now, this Lunchly announcement was so bad that even dantdm called them out. And if you know anything about Dan, he's an OG YouTuber who does not speak on drama ever. He says, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. But how does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better." And he got like 100k likes here. We got a bunch of other YouTubers saying, "My man, they probably taste absolutely awful too. Why not teach kids healthy eating habits?" They're comparing their product to Lunchables, which in itself is highly processed crap. None of them are passionate about help towards fans, only their wallets. So disappointing. They always promote it like it's healthy too, lol. That's exactly what MrBeast did for the Feastables thing, and then he turned it around. I'm gonna be tasting plastic in this, bro. Cook them frauds. Now, Dan is the absolute GOAT. He raised an entire generation along with Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, and PewDiePie. He was one of the gaming YouTubers that was always on the top, and he was always really entertaining and super wholesome as well. So you know that when he actually feels the need to step in and call something out, it's gotta be bad. And I have to agree, man. MrBeast said he wants to help people. In the past, he's literally said, okay, I want to create healthy products instead of, you know, unhealthy junk like what everybody else is doing. And what has he done? He started a burger chain, a chocolate bar, and now this Lunchly, which is just processed trash. Like, does that sound like someone who cares about you? That someone who cares about the kids or whatever? Like, this dude has $1 billion and is still pulling stunts like this. And can we just talk about who he's collaborating with? Logan Paul and KSI. Both of these people have been exposed by CoffeeZilla for allegedly, according to CoffeeZilla, scamming their audiences with crypto. These are people with horrible, horrible track records who are just trying to take your money and have done many, many horrible things. I think everybody remembers Logan Paul's forest incident. incident. I don't know how he possibly got a career after that, but he's still going scamming, you know, starting these BS companies that are just absolutely unhealthy trash. Like, if you're out there feeding Prime to your kids, I question your parenting, all right? Just gonna say. Honestly, in the past 2 months, MrBeast has also been exposed for absolutely scummy practices, according to Dogpack 404, you know, hiring registered offenders, criminals, allegedly illegal lotteries, you know, whenever people have SA scandals, moving them around the company instead of just firing them, you know, all the stuff we covered. So I can't say I'm surprised. This is actually very fitting. 3 of the most untrustworthy people on the planet collaborating. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Anyways, let me know what you guys think about Lunchly in the comment section below. Like, are you ever gonna try it? Or are you gonna give it to your kids or something? By the way, on the Lunchly site, hidden in their privacy policy, it says the site is not for people under the age of 16. Bro, Jimmy's fan base, Logan Paul's fan base, and KSI's fan base is not over the age of 16, let's be honest, all right? So who exactly are these Lunchables for? If it's not for kids under the age of 16, that's the same thing you said for Prime. Oh yeah, no, but this is not a kid's beverage. Like, who are the ones freaking consuming it though? Like, you know what you're doing. Anyways, moving on to even more MrBeast allegations. Another former employee has come out exposing MrBeast in an interview. His name is Trey, and he's actually an editor for Jacksepticeye. And apparently, he worked for MrBeast for 3 whole years and had many, like, important responsibilities there. He tweeted out, "Yep, I worked with MrBeast for a considerable amount of time from 2018 to 2021. This video sheds light on Jimmy firing me for refusing to work for more than 45 hours a week for him. Incredibly illegal of him and his team to do. This after he called me incredibly angry about a sponsored video that was never going to do well in the first place, demanding me to lose sleep and achieve absolute perfection out of a video while also putting in zero work himself to do so." This is a video by another commentary creator called The Asher Show. You can check out the whole thing on his channel. I'm just going to go over a few parts over here. So basically, Trey talks about how overworked he was. He talks about James Warren, the secret CEO, allegedly handing out Adderall to make the employees work more, and a bunch of more insane things.
How long did you work for Jimmy for?
Almost 3 years. I started off with me editing for Beast Reacts in 2018. Did a lot of work to really prove myself on that, and then became editor and post-production manager. Moved out to North Carolina, worked on more main channel videos. They wanted me to work on main channel videos, but they also wanted me to head this other subsidiary company they had called Horizontal Productions. During that time, I was post-production manager. I was also production manager. I was also an editor, and I was also a retention specialist. Like, wow. And yeah, so I had 4 main jobs. I had 4 full-time jobs. Like, I worked Thanksgiving, Christmas, my 30th birthday, 4th of July, every single holiday you can think of. I worked those holidays. James Warren, I think he's always been the CEO of MrBeast.
To your knowledge, did you know about him offering substances to people to stay and work longer?
Yep. Adderall. There was a time in summer of 2020, it might have been fall, where Adderall was being passed around the company. There were higher up employees that were offering it to other employees just so they could work all night and edit videos all night. So that way they could like stop complaining and stop sleeping. And it was investigated internally within the company, but how far does that go? Like, James Warren had to be pulled out of the company's story for like a week, and then the next week he was right back in. I believe that's one of James Warren's friends named Devin Leach, and that's him admitting right there that like he is part of the crew that's passing around Adderall in the company. And by the way, in that message, John Smith is Jimmy, and it's funny that my proof of that being Jimmy is this message that I found where he sent an article of his wiki feed confirming that that's him. Yes.
All right, just more and more insane things coming out about their work culture. I mean, it's one thing to, inspire your employees to work hard, never take no for an answer, stuff like that. But handing out drugs, that is just absolutely crazy. That's like milking every last drop of your employee's sanity. In my opinion, that's definitely overkill, and nobody really needs to work that much. In fact, you're probably just like compromising their work if you're pushing them that far. Anyways, Trey goes on to talk about LaKoya Hill mill and sort of corroborates that story, basically saying that he was fired for essaying his assistant, and basically he was still getting like shuffled around the company. He also talks about how there was another Jake Weddle situation with the FBI video where they crashed a car in a video, hired a psychopath, and had to redo the video.
When the sexual assault allegations or accusations started in 2021, it was announced in the company that LaCoya was taking a family leave. LaCoya was then, quote unquote, let go in 2021, but then secretly shuffled within the company to a lower position where I guess he wasn't as visible in documents, eventually promoted to another position of power. Up until, very recently, whenever they had to restructure the company with the leaked email from within MrBeast's team. I actually went to therapy after MrBeast because it was like that impactful for me. And when I was telling them that, I started crying. Hunted by an FBI agent video in 2021. And what people don't know is that that was the second time that was recorded. Very similar to the Jake Weddle story. The first time that they recorded it, they didn't vet the FBI agent talent properly, and it ended up that guy was a psychopath and like bumped into the car that Ava and Chandler and all the other talent were in and like made them drive off the road and crash.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like a safe work environment, but anything for another banger video, just need another 100 million views, bro. That's all that matters here. But yeah, that was Trey's testimony there, having worked for MrBeast for 3 whole years, having several major roles at his company. It's a pretty trusted source there. Anyways, moving on to this next part of people accusing MrBeast of faking videos, except this includes the philanthropy videos as well, which is a very serious allegation because if you're going to be faking charity stuff, that is obviously one of the worst things you can do. But this allegation is by a YouTuber named Snoop. The video is titled, "Times MrBeast Faked His Philanthropy Videos."
From I built 100 wells in Africa to 1,000 blind people see for the first time, here are a few of MrBeast's charitable videos where he was criticized for faking it, misleading the audience, and being more focused on gaining views and profits than genuine philanthropy. This is all just alleged information that's all available publicly at this stage, and I am just reporting it. Now, let's start with I built 100 wells in Africa.
This is the first of 100 wells we're gonna build in this video. Oh, water!
If you watch the video and zoom in right here, this is well 28 and well 29. There is no picture for well number 29, and again, well 28 and well 67 are the same, but the angle is just different. It is somewhat suspicious, however, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what's next. The second problem is you see him claiming he will build wells in Kenya, we built 20 more wells in Kenya, then proceeding to show a picture that clearly shows Zimbabwe. Again, not something you should be seeing after spending thousands of dollars to build a well.
Dude, I'll push you off of this. All right, here we go, under control. We built 20 more wells in Kenya.
This is the picture mentioned in the post where MrBeast mentioned Kenya but showed a picture from Zimbabwe. And finally, before he says well 69, he actually skips a picture of 68. There was no picture for well 68.
And after giving away the bikes, we continue building wells until we reach well number 69!
And yes, that's right, there are no pictures for well number 68. So why are these pictures skipped? Editing mistakes, or purposely removed because those missing wells were never installed. And this is a huge red flag, especially when you're spending millions of dollars and using donation money from other people. It becomes a more logical choice to lie about the number of wells to make it seem like he did more than he actually did. Using fake numbers rather than fillers creates the illusion that there is a lot more new stuff to be seen than there actually is, thus increasing engagement. Building 100 wells in the time span of at most 2 weeks is questionable in itself. Furthermore, the work doesn't just stop at just installing a well. You need to maintain, repair, and make sure it's working after 3 or 5 years.
Okay, so the evidence here is obviously not definitive because it's just from the video itself and whatever Jimmy's put out there. They're just trying to draw conclusions based on that. There's no definitive way to say that he didn't actually build all those wells. Maybe it was cut for poor editing or retention or something. Depends on how you want to interpret those sort of editing choices there. You know, I'm hoping for nothing sinister there, obviously, as always. But the stuff about maintaining it is pretty important because, you know, just doing these stunts like building 100 wells and stuff and moving on is not enough because these sort of things need to be maintained long term. So the question needs to be asked, are MrBeast employees still going back there to check if they need any help, if, you know, if something malfunctions or, you know, doing like yearly maintenance or something like that, right? Now, this next part is definitely more damaging to MrBeast's reputation. Dogpack mentioned this as well. He talks about Team C's being a complete PR stunt, considering they didn't remove that much plastic at all. Then the numbers pretty much speak for themselves here. They basically did nothing.
Team C's aims to remove 30 million pounds of plastic from the oceans. In sensible units, that's about 13,600 tons, which sounds like a lot, but not when compared to the 150 million tons of plastic in the ocean. 13,600 tons is, at most, about 0.01% of all the plastic in the ocean. In fact, if we assume that 8 million tons is added to the oceans every year, again, an underestimate, then over the 3-year lifespan of Team C's removing 13,600 tons, 24 million tons of plastic waste will be added to the oceans. Or to think of it another way, Team C's will remove from the oceans in 3 years that which is added in under 15 hours.
Team C's has also teamed up with one of the most controversial organizations in the world, known as the Ocean Cleanup. Coca-Cola is also a sponsor of the Ocean Cleanup, and they're one of the top 5 companies who contribute to 50% of the world's plastic pollution. So, in simple words, these projects are not focused on the root cause, which is plastic pollution, and instead they're just publicity stunts.
Yeah, I mean, if Coca-Cola is sponsoring your shit, I cannot trust you, bro. Like, these are literally the guys that were doing all of the plastic pollution, and you expect me to believe that they want to save the environment suddenly? Please, it's all about profits for them. And yeah, these are pretty fair points that they just did not make an impact, and they marketed it like, oh, I'm saving the ocean, just donate some money, and I'm literally gonna save the ocean here, guys. But actually, they ended up doing absolutely nothing. Now, obviously, their defense for this is that, oh, we're just inspiring other people to pick up trash and stuff like that, but that is literally doing nothing as well, because majority of the pollution in the world is done by these absolutely mega companies like Coca-Cola, and individual people trying to do anything does absolutely nothing. In fact, they're just gaslighting the shit out of people, thinking that they can make a difference when they actually cannot, ever. Moving on to another video, Snoop talks about MrBeast faking his regular videos. Now, this is becoming just blatantly obvious now, even in his latest men versus women survival video. Apparently, the women won because they had literally trained survivalists on the women's team from like Naked and Afraid, right? People have been doing this for years. Meanwhile, the guys were just random dudes who had no idea what they were doing. So obviously unfair challenges. And this is all because of PR, because that's all MrBeast cares about. Oh, the men cannot win. We can't allow the guys to win in any challenge like this because it would be bad PR. It's so cringe. Just do it organically, you know, make it fair, and just publish the result, right? It's like saying your videos are not fake, not scripted, not fixed, not rigged, and then you're pulling shit like this. It's so obvious, dude. Anyways, here's a couple more videos that were allegedly faked.
From his latest upload, 7 days stranded in a cave, to I survived 7 days in an abandoned city, these are just a couple of instances where MrBeast has been accused of faking his videos. These are only allegations. Now, let's start with 7 days stranded in a cave.
I don't normally do intros like this, but I'm currently descending hundreds of feet into a cave that runs over 5 kilometers deep into the earth. And whether we like it or not, as soon as my friends and I touch the ground, we are officially stranded here for the next 7 days. That might have been the scariest thing I've ever done.
Turns out this cave is a tourist attraction in New Zealand known as Waitomo glowworm caves. As per Wikipedia, this cave is known for its glowworm species found exclusively in New Zealand. In fact, you can find several comments saying the same thing. Is that Waitomo Caves? It's Waitomo Cave in NZ. Most of the cave is extremely well lit. Stranded in a Cave is a tourist attraction in New Zealand. The official tour of the cave takes 45 minutes. This cave has a cafe and a gift shop.
We didn't know it yet, but the next 7 days will by far be the hardest of our entire lives. ruthless enough that we began to question if we could even get to the finish line.
Now watch this video.
Before, this was a thrilling adventure that travels through the passages of the Waitomo Caves. It involves swimming, jumping over cascading waterfalls, riding a tube, and marveling at the stunning limestone formations. The guides we had for this activity were very fun and entertaining.
Yeah, this is just absolutely embarrassing for MrBeast. Oh my god, guys, I'm stranded in a cave. Like, the editing is doing 99% of the work there, making it seem like they're in the middle of a storm, like a cave storm or something. It's literally a tourist attraction that takes 45 minutes to cross. By the way, I would have no problem if he said, oh, it's for kids, it's for entertainment, but instead, MrBeast goes on like every podcast and he's like, I never fake videos, everything is real, and then he gets like legitimately triggered when people are like, oh, you fake your videos. Like, you're just lying to everybody. How can anybody trust you when it's so obvious you're faking everything and you're bullshitting everyone? He also talks about the YouTuber challenge video. A lot of people were theorizing this was fixed because KSI and Logan Paul had special inside info.
I've gathered 50 of the biggest YouTubers on the planet. And whichever one lasts the longest in this queue wins that $1 million for their subscribers.
Logan Paul and KSI didn't ride the bus to the location like the other contestants.
You see, it's 50 YouTubers in the box fighting for $1 million. Only 48 of the YouTubers in this event were on the bus. 2 of them had already arrived early, and they're the first 2 people you see when you open the video. Logan Paul and KSI.
I know what one of them is. What? Our biggest fan for all of us. And they're gonna come out, and then Jimmy's gonna be like, if you can make this 3...
How could you possibly know a detail that crucial before the game even started? In the giant Jenga game, everyone picked their closest friends, but Logan Paul and KSI chose the shortest people. It seems too strategic, as if they knew what the game would be. Logan Paul somehow picked the professional chef YouTuber who cooks for a living as his partner, Nick DiGiovanni. Coincidence? I think not.
Bro, how'd you end up with Nick?
He said it.
That's crazy.
I'm cooked.
And the way Logan got eliminated...
Quick score.
Wait. One time for the one time, please. It's been so long.
Wait, you just left.
I couldn't resist throwing a plate. That was a complete mistake.
Dude, this is such scripted trash. This is just bad content at this point. I can't believe I actually thought his videos were real at one point. At this point, he just has to give us a list of the videos that are actually real, because that would be easier than pointing out the fake ones.
I survived 7 days in an abandoned city.
We just got dropped off in the middle of an abandoned city, and we're gonna spend the next 7 days here. And there goes our only way out. We are now stranded for the next 7 days.
The city, Dubrovnik, where the video was shot, is just a drive from the airport, and the access to the ruined complex in Kupari has been restricted due to the ongoing filming by MrBeast's crew, meaning MrBeast closed off the area to the public, particularly for the shooting of the video, and declared it abandoned.
Yeah, my guess is if you looked hard enough, you could probably find inconsistencies in all of these videos that prove that, you know, a large majority of them are fake as well. So you guys get the point. You know, cringe move, obviously. Anyways, just to be fair, I wanted to talk about an update regarding Dogpack as well. He basically put out this tweet where he said that the allegations he made against James Warren, the Secret Beast CEO, for DV particularly, were likely not true, which undermines a lot of his credibility. Obviously sucks to hear, but I gotta be fair, I gotta call out BS when I see it, so that was definitely a huge L for Dogpack, but it seems that a lot of the other allegations were credible, considering we did get resolutions from the Jake Weddle thing. The LaCoya Hill allegation has been sort of corroborated by the Trey guy as well. Anyways, we'll see what happens when MrBeast responds to everything else, if he ever does. I don't think he will. I think he's just moving on at this point, considering he's realizing, oh, I can just continue posting videos and nobody really cares because the internet has a memory of a goldfish. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, as usual, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.